Released February 16th, 2023 by publisher Rogue Games and developer David Marquardt Studios for PC and Switch, Dust and Neon is an isometric roguelite twin-stick shooter set in a post-apocalyptic Wild West under the heels of tyranny. While roguelites and likes aren't my favorite genre by a long shot, Dust and Neon has a pretty entertaining gameplay loop that was able to keep me invested and engaged for even longer than I expected. I streamed this a couple of times over on Trovo Live as well. Thanks to Rogue Games for the review key. I've also got an extra Steam key up for grabs, so if you're interested, stick around till the end and I'll let you know how to grab a copy of this cool indie roguelite for yourself. As with most roguelites and the likes I've played, the story here isn't paramount. It's more like filler created to give you purpose and not leave you feeling like you're playing an Atari 2600 game from the 80s. You're this robot gunslinger who was created by some scientist, and you're off to rid the Wild West of its robot menace. There's probably more to it than I'm letting on, and if any of you guys watching played it, feel free to share your knowledge. However, the fact is, we don't play games like these for the riveting stories. It's a roguelite. We're here for a potentially addictive gameplay loop. Over in sound, all's good here. The old school western theme score fits like a glove and is well done. The sound effects from gun blasts, reloading, explosions and whatnot are on point. I would have preferred some voice acting, even on the comical level of an Ivanovich game's release. That would have been fitting, but instead we have gibberish. No deal breaker, it's just, well, I was never a fan of garbled gibberish, not Simlish or any of the variants. I love the visuals and particularly requested a Steam key over a Switch key for this reason. Now, I'm not saying the Switch couldn't run this game with ease, but as with Quest 2 games, if I can get the PC VR version instead, as many Quest 2 games are cross-buy on the Rift store, I'll get that. Guess that makes me a bit of a graphics whore, but I can live with that. These cel-shaded visuals are real sweet. There isn't a great deal of details in the characters or environments, but what's there is what's expected from this art style, and they work great. I absolutely love the reload animations that pop up on the side of the screen every time I reload, and I also have an affinity for the particle effects. So overall, where visuals are concerned, I have to say Dust and Neon looks really good for what it is. Gameplay. On startup, we've got limited options. We've got language, then visual quality, max frames per second, super sampling on or off, controller options, damage text, vibrations on or off, screen shake yes or no, sticky sprint, which I honestly do not know that much about, auto reload on or off, and sound volume. And I suppose in hindsight, these options aren't that limited. Quite sufficient actually. I just know that in PC heaven, most players love their never-ending graphical tweaks, but this not being a graphical powerhouse kind of game, such options will be superfluous. Dust and Neon has a pretty generous upgrade system, which is key to creating and maintaining a captivating gameplay loop in any roguelite or like. This is what keeps the player motivated, inspired to keep on that keep going grind. You can not only upgrade your character, but also your base. Early out, you'll get blueprints to unlock the Clonomatic. This is the machine you use to upgrade your character, and the blueprint system is what you use to upgrade your base. Both elements work together, as the more you upgrade the base, is the more options you have to make your character stronger. And the stronger and better your character becomes, the higher the chances of you reaching further and unlocking more blueprints and base components. So yeah, they work hand in hand. While playing, you'll unlock skill points. You use these in the Clonomatic. You're able to unlock both combative and defensive upgrades. The combative and defensive skills range from gun stabilizers, steady aim, increased critical hit chances, increased HP, reduced damage, quick recovery, and a lot more. As you use your points, so the ability tree unlocks. Some of the areas in the base you can unlock for more assistance includes a gun materializer, the aforementioned Clonomatic, the gun shop, Frank's mind blowers, which are temporary buffs that last for one run, a buyback-o-matic, Dr. Joe's snake oil, and more. Dust and Neon follows the basic roguelite rules. So, if you've got some experience with roguelites, nothing I'm telling you here should be new. When you die, you lose whatever weapons you found on a run, whatever temporary buffs you receive, and pretty much everything except the money you entered with, not what you found, and your permanent upgrades you unlocked in the Clonomatic. For each new run, you're able to choose from 4 stages. Only one is unlocked at first, and within each stage you have levels. These levels range from sabotage, where you have to take down some heavy machinery, destroy the marked targets, where you destroy these barrels that look like they're filled with biohazardous chemicals, kill marked targets, where you hunt and take out specific enemies in the level, and the boss fight. When you lose to any of these boss characters, which you will, as Dust and Neon is no cakewalk, the boss becomes unavailable until you've done a few more runs. Then it pops back up, and you're able to give it another shot, which makes sense when dealing with roguelike or light mechanics. So far, what bugs me the most about Dust and Neon is the absence of a minimap, or a map of any kind. Several times I found myself in a position where I didn't know where to go next, didn't know where my next target or objective was. And this was really not that big of a deal, as the levels were pretty small and I was never lost for long. However, when playing fast action games like these, I'd rather not be wasting time exploring. It's just not that kind of jam. Then, there's the subject of my general poor sense of direction. So yeah, there's that. I really enjoyed my time with Dust and Neon. Full transparency, I did not play this one to completion, but that's not a reflection of the game's quality. It's more a reflection of my personality and preferences. Like I said at the start, roguelikes and elites aren't my preferred genres, and I generally abhor repetition, unless we're talking about quality of life improvements like exercising, dieting, meditation, and such disciplines. So doing the same thing over and over, just for fun, well, just really isn't that fun for me. Dust and Neon, among several other roguelites and likes I've played, like Tempest Fall, Mother Gunship Forge, and Perish, are games I perhaps will revisit, and definitely stream, as I find roguelites to be perfect for streaming. But until then, my journey in Dust and Neon ends here. A fun time, created by a talented development team. I recommend this one for all roguelite fans. And if you'd like to take me up on this recommendation, I've got a Steam key with a first come first served name tag on it. Just leave a comment on what it was you saw in this review today that you think the devs did right. Yeah, that's it. Just show the devs some loves by stating what it is about Dust and Neon that would make you want to play it, and there'll be a Steam key headed your way as soon as you indicate your preferred delivery method. AAA games are all well and good, but many times, if you'd like a truly unique experience, one off the beaten path, then the indie scene is where you want to be. Show some support for independent game developers. Most if not all indie games are priced relatively low, some are even free with the option to donate, so there's really no reason to pass. Thank you for watching. If you like my content, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's say I pissed you off with this one though, then hey, we all know where to find the various hate buttons now, don't we? Do what you gotta do to leave this experience feeling vindicated, partner. Either way, I won't hold it against you. Our game is never over.